Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior.
And I'm in a constant state of physical pain.
And we're
The Nerdy Bros. What's up, everybody?
I feel like they're just getting more and more elaborate or
Sometimes
cheesy.
I have to think of something to say, okay? And
Don't
it's usually
tell them what you do. Well, obviously you have to think about it.
Yeah, I try. I'm pretty sure I repeated myself. I think I did, and I'm afraid to go back and try to find it. But I'm pretty sure I repeated myself.
Yeah, I think you've said that you're in a constant state of pain before.
No, I haven't. No, that was no, not that one. It was a different one. I know. I think I said I was irresponsible twice.
That's a possibility.
Because
at this point, we should probably start writing them down so that we're like, all right, you've said this before. 100 episodes ago, said this.
I'd like to think that in the moment I'm feeling something new or different, but yeah, no.
Something new and upcoming?
Yeah, new and upcoming. Which brings it... No,
that was a perfect segue.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that good. I didn't like it. It was forced.
No, it wasn't?
I wasn't ready for it. But anyways, first let's welcome everybody back. Let's hold everybody close to us, guys. Hello, welcome back
dancer.
to the hold me closer, time to dance. Welcome back, everybody, to this wonderful and beautiful podcast that Junior and I enjoy doing for you guys and for ourselves. A little bit for ourselves. Junior, are you excited to be back?
Yes. Are you guys noticing something?
I'm not.
Tito and I are matching.
Oh, we are matching.
We're wearing our merch that we haven't put out yet.
Merch. My braids are in the way.
Yeah.
We're tiny in pop form on the shirt.
Correct. All right. So, guys, merch. Get excited about it.
Yeah. People, some of them probably were, and then we went like dead silent on what we were doing with the merch.
Yeah, it's because we were talking to like a few different like companies or whatever,
to our suppliers. We don't have any suppliers,
yeah.
but
we're trying to get.
We're trying to get suppliers, but like now we have a little more ready to go, which is why we wore the shirts.
Correct.
Tell them about the shirts real quick, Junior.
So shirts, yes. Right now, we're just going to be offering these T-shirts. Perhaps later, we'll maybe do, I don't know, like Tito's, what we talked about before, tank tops, maybe hoodies, maybe mugs, stuff like that. But for right now, we're just doing T-shirts. So we've decided on $30, free shipping. And yeah, you know what? Anywhere in the world, if somebody outside of the U.S. wants one, you can get one. So $30 free shipping anywhere in the world. And yeah, once we start getting like people letting us know like, yes, put me down for 1 or 2 or 17, then
17.
Yeah. So cuz we want to do a nice bulk order. So
yeah, that would be nice.
If you're interested, please let us know. DM us. Put a comment in this video if you're watching it, and let us know that you're interested, and we will reach out and we can go from there. But yes.
Yo, it would be kind of cool if someone from like another country ordered one. I think that'd be kind of sweet, especially from like.
It would be cool.
Didn't we have like a random listener in Australia?
Yes.
That would be sweet. Yeah. I don't know what that would look like to get
over
there.
No, it would be kick ass, bro.
It would be kick ass, bro. Oh, what? Anyways, so yeah, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Hope you guys have been enjoying the episodes. Hope you guys have been enjoying the live versions of the episodes on YouTube. We have been seeing some love that we've been getting there, and still getting those listens on just the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. So thank you guys so much for all the support or any support you guys offer. But as always, we like to kick this show off with something we like to call Junior's Hot Take, and this is the part of the episode where I talk to Junior about something new and upcoming and exciting, and see what he feels, what he's thinking about, what's going on in that brain. And I thought that this was kind of interesting, and I don't think I've asked you about it necessarily in person. I think our younger brother has mentioned it in passing, but I am curious to, what are you thinking on the new show, Superman and Lois?
I haven't. I did see it. Recently we've been going to a lot of comic book shops, and we're gonna go today.
Yes,
but
I have a problem.
I've seen that it was coming out, but I don't know. Like, I fell off of The Flash, I fell off of Green Arrow, I fell off of Supergirl, and Superman and Lois is a spin-off from Supergirl because they ended up making Superman, Clark Kent, like a big character in Supergirl, which I don't know, I kind of have a problem with.
No, wait, they did make him a big character because originally he was
It was like messages. Like she would get like a message. Like usually it was like at the end of the episode, like and him being like, "Good work, cuz keep up the good work" or whatever. It was, but you could always tell that she was taught because like it was like a message from CK, which Clark Kent. So so yeah, at first it was just like, oh, obviously he's in the universe, but he's not going to be appearing. It's just going to be like them sharing a, conversation.
Yeah.
Then like, I want to say it was in season 2, he started to appear. Like he was in like a few episodes where like he would show up to like help out or whatever. But like the show was still Supergirl. Like she was the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Then there started to be more crossovers with the Flash and Arrow and stuff. And like Supergirl started to like kind of be a more bigger character. So then Superman started to become a bigger character. And like it got to the point where he became almost like a regular. If he wasn't in every episode, it was like quite frequent. So they were probably like, all right, it's time to give this dude his own show. So he got his own show. And I didn't know him from anything else until I watched Teen Wolf. He's Derek in Teen Wolf. He's like the original alpha, that not the one that bites Scott, but the one that kills the alpha that bits Scott, and then he becomes the alpha of the pack or whatever. So that when I watched Teen Wolf, I'm like, oh shit, that's the guy who plays Superman in like Supergirl. So I don't really know anything about it. However, when we were growing up, like reruns, or maybe I guess they weren't reruns at the time, Lois and Clark was that show on like TNT
with Dean Cain.
Was that Dean Cain?
Is that fucking Dean Cain?
And Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher played Lois.
Yeah, I definitely remember that
and
show.
I definitely saw quite a bit of episodes of that, but
I can't
not
remember
like the whole thing or anything.
The only episode,
it was kind of cheesy.
The only episode I remember is someone has a piece of like red kryptonite and it makes like Superman lose control of his powers. So like he's like flying and doesn't mean to fly fast and then like lands like really hard and abruptly and he's like, what happened there? And I just know someone had red kryptonite. But beyond that, I don't remember anything about that. But the reason I thought you might be kind of excited was how much you were into somebody say.
Oh, I love Smallville.
Me. Yeah, you love that show so much. I was like, I wonder. I actually didn't even know Supergirl was still ongoing because I almost hear nothing about it anymore.
Yeah, because she was originally on CBS and like Arrow and Flash were on the CW.
And now she's on the CW.
Yes, and then she got moved to the CW because they did one crossover episode with the Flash.
Well, they've done a bunch now.
Yeah. Well, and it was one where the Flash went to Earth 2. So like it's like in our world, Flash and Arrow were in the same universe, but Superman and Supergirl don't exist in our world.
Yeah,
like, they'd never heard
like
of
that.
them.
I didn't like.
So they had to go to Earth 2 to figure out that there was a Superman and a Supergirl. And obviously I think that was originally because they were on different networks. But when she moved to the CW, it was kind of too late to be like, oh no, she's also on Earth Prime. Like we just didn't know. Like it was too late. The damage had been done and it had to stay that way. Part of me wants to like, I don't know if I could just pick up where I left off. I think I'd have to at least go one season back on each of the shows. I mean, Supergirl, when I stopped watching it was season 2. So like I basically remember everything from season 1. I just don't remember like anything from season 2. But like I stopped watching Arrow in like season 5 or something. I stopped watching like Flash in like season 4 or 5. And And I never watched DC Legends, and you did. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want to watch that one. Like, I don't care about that one. But they did Infinite Crisis. They had a huge crossover with all the shows.
Yes. They've just been, I guess I haven't seen, I've seen a crossover between like Arrow, Flash, and then like
there was a one
DC
where they were fighting
Legends
against Vandal Savage.
Yeah. But
that's not the one that they did an
Supergirl,
Infinite Crisis one where it was like big bads, and I don't even know who the main villain I don't even know what the whole premise of that, if they stuck to the comics or whatever.
I think they did one where there's like a parallel universe where Oliver Queen and Supergirl are like Nazis and they're together. That's the one you're talking about?
That must be that one, yeah.
Yeah.
They did an Infinite Crisis one where it was a huge crossover.
They invade Earth 1 and Supergirl comes to help, and what they're basically doing is trying to kill Supergirl because Nazi Oliver Queen Supergirl needs a heart transplant, like her heart is failing. So they're trying to like take good Supergirl's heart and give it to bad Supergirl.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't even know that you knew that.
Yeah, I saw those. I saw all those episodes. There's also a movie on it, like a DC animated movie on it.
No, okay.
But I don't remember what it's called.
But you saw, because that, like, I looked up like how to watch Infinite Crisis episodes because I think there was like 5 of them.
There's a lot, yeah.
Because it was like Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, and DC Legends is also in it, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the start of Superman getting his own. I don't know, but just real quick, just because we're talking about Superman and Lois spinoff. Holy shit! Elliot Stabler is back. Law and Order.
Oh, for that, yeah.
Yeah. Talk about wild ride. I've been wishing for years for him to come back.
When did he leave?
In like 2012 or 11.
Oh, okay. So it's been
like
years.
10 years, yeah.
But he went to go do another show, right? Or no?
No.
He just left?
He just decided that he was done with Law and Order SVU. I mean, he's done other stuff since then. He was one of the main vampire leaders in True Blood. He was the cook in that Wet and Wild All-American Summer or whatever. He did that show where he could see the little blue dragon
it's
thing.
called like Happy or something.
That was the little dragon's voiced by like Patton Oswalt. And he sees that. Yeah. So he's done stuff since then for sure. It's not like he just stopped acting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was this huge episode that all of a sudden, like, it was called the Prodigal Son Returns, or just the Prodigal Son. Mm-hmm. And Olivia's like, Elliot. And then all of a sudden, bam, spin-off show. Now Elliot's doing Law and Order, Organized Crime. And I watched the first episode.
And it was good?
Yeah. I'll talk about it a little bit more here in a second, but
anyways, yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean, yes, I love Smallville. I love all things Superman. Like I said, the thing is, I don't know. There's just so many good shows to watch, especially like older shows, that I'm like, I might want to go back and watch other shows that I've heard that are like really good, that are just over, that I can binge
instead of watching.
Well, yeah, because like I said, especially when there's crossovers, because that's the part that always got to me. When I was still watching Arrow and Flash, all of a sudden I was like, oh, they're doing a crossover with DC Legends. And it was like, I haven't watched any DC Legends.
You needed to watch, like, and that's the thing. They would split up the episodes to the point of you would miss out on something that happened, whether it was the beginning, the middle, or the end, because you couldn't watch.
You had to watch them in order.
Yeah.
You couldn't just be like, oh, I'm like 2 episodes behind on Flash, but I'm caught up on Arrow. And then all of a sudden, the Arrow one that you're about to watch is like the 3rd or the 2nd episode in the series of the crossovers. And then you're like, well, now I have to watch the Flash to catch up on this or whatever.
Yeah.
So, that was the only part where I was like, I love crossovers. I think it's cool. They ended up becoming like the kings of crossovers. And then it was just like, there's just too many. like it basically was like you have to only watch the DC shows because they're all airing on a different day. You know, it's like Supergirl on a Monday and Flash on Tuesday and Arrow on Wednesday and DC Legends on Thursday. And it was like, really don't have time to watch anything else. So I don't know. And I'm assuming now it's going to be like Superman and Lois are going to be on Fridays or some shit. So it's like now really your entire week is all the DC shows and nothing else.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I've heard about it. Will I watch it? Probably not. So.
Okay. All right. Anywho, moving things right along, guys. We talked for a little while for a show. Apparently, you're not that very excited for.
Yeah.
But, anyways, we moved things along to one of our fan favorite segments called
Anime is an important part of our culture.
I don't know why I did all that. I don't know. I'm just being silly. But anyways, guys, anime. It's awesome. It still is. Not too much new stuff has happened in most of the anime world that I usually go out and talk about. Like again, last week we talked about a lot of animes that just like the seasons had finally ended. So now, you know, you got to do the whole either the year wait or the end of the year wait for a new season or the next segment to come out. And I haven't heard too much else on any movies and stuff. However, I did hear about one new anime coming out that's supposed to be similar in the same wheelhouse of like Jujutsu Kaisen, called like I think it's called Chainsaw Man or something like that. So I am looking forward to that a little bit. But Junior, do you have anything to add?
Not really, but like kind of like I said before, like you're not getting sick of like, oh, this is just like this one, but I hear that it's coming out, so like a new one to watch or whatever. Like you're just gonna keep like you're not like if I heard about that like oh Chainsaw Man, I would be like oh, but it's like literally just like Jujutsu Kaisen. I'd be like
I'm not saying
nah.
it's literally like it. They're saying it's like kind of in the same wheelhouse. And no, again, and I think we've talked about this on a previous segment before, where it was just kind of like I don't ever think like I get annoyed of them as long as they have like a good story. Good characters, and a lot of people have said that Jujutsu Kaisen has had like even with just one season, it has already had some like outstanding like character development with some people. So I can't wait for you to watch it and really like see what your reaction to the show is, whether or not you like it. It also has like one of my like the first half of the season has one of like my newest favorite theme songs as well.
Dude, you say that every time.
Oh, because
like
it's so
every
good.
time that it's a new song that you said the best anime song ever is the one on Demon Slayer, and now you're like, oh,
No,
dude, this
I'm just
song
saying
in
it's like
Jujutsu
one of my
Kaisen is like one of
newest-
the best
one of my
ones.
newest
Like,
favorites.
yeah, it's
Also-
always your favorite.
Also,
you're just like Max. This is
Hero-
my favorite.
So My Hero has started back up. The new theme song doesn't slap like the other ones.
I mean,
it's
not
not-
all of them slapped on.
First
on
of
My
all,
Hero.
first of all, that's a bold-faced lie. Every single My Hero theme song has slapped.
No,
Yeah, for me,
I can think
have,
of like two of them.
I have them all downloaded.
Now they
for
don't
my,
all slap.
for my workout.
You're crazy.
routine. No, they all slap.
No, they don't.
There's not a single one that I dislike. This
No.
one, I don't
That's
hate
like
it.
saying all the Bleach ones.
No, all the
slap.
Bleach ones don't slap. There are some that are bad. Same thing with like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. One Piece has not had a single banger for me. As my favorite anime, there hasn't been a single theme song that I've liked. It's the only anime where I'm constantly like, skip the song. Let's just get to the anime.
Well, it's like that TikTok. It's like you watch the first episode all the way through, just the first one, so you can listen to the song, and then you're like, all right, now skip to the song.
Yeah,
skip to the
that's
song,
all you
skip to
do.
the song.
That's all you do. You gotta test the waters. Got to give it a chance. But
I don't hate the new one on Attack on Titan.
no, yeah, me neither. It was a lot of people I think were because
Not as good as the other ones, but I didn't hate it.
Well, like the hype behind like Sasageyo too, like everybody loved, and what was it? I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be like, the first couple episodes of Attack on Titan, you're like, I don't really like the song, and then people were like, yeah, and then you get to like episodes like 5 and 6, and they're just jamming the hell out to it. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all I really have. I don't have too much else for this segment right now. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, or especially hopefully just next week, I get some more information.
The only really thing that I would say is that like I think I'm gonna like go back. Did I cut you off?
No, I'm just kidding. That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Like I kind of want to watch some Studio Ghibli movies or Ghibli or however the hell this
Studio
fucking pronounced.
Ghibli, yes.
Like the only one that I've ever seen is Kiki's Delivery Service, which
there's a bunch on
I
HBO
want
Max.
to watch again because I didn't have any idea that was even made like was that 80s, like late 80s.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Because I'm pretty sure,
wrong.
isn't Kirsten Dunst, isn't she the one that voices Kiki?
Again, I have no idea.
All right, Tito, you suck at everything.
Dude,
You're supposed to be the anime person.
But
All right.
I'm not
Well,
huge into Studio Ghibli. Our younger brother's the one who's
yes,
bigger
but
into
we've
it.
watched Kiki's Delivery Service
when we were children.
A lot.
I don't even remember when's the last time I saw that movie.
Right, but we watched it a lot as kids. Like I know that we've seen that movie at least 10 times as kids.
At least.
So like I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen it in easily a decade, if not more.
Yeah, definitely more.
Could be close to 20 years now. I haven't seen that movie.
Maybe not that much.
Yeah, I mean maybe not, but yeah. So like I'm excited to watch some of these other ones that I've never seen before. Spirited Away, The Castle in the Sky. I've never seen any of those.
Castle in the Sky, Howl's Moving Castle, and then Princess Mononoke are three that I really want to watch because I actually have never seen them like start to finish. I've seen bits and pieces of all of them.
So I do want to
Spirited Away is really good though.
I do want to watch some of them. So segment over.
Yeah.
All right, Tito.
Me.
What have you been watching? What have you been doing?
I finished iCarly.
Good for you.
The second
Good for you.
I was having a lot of fun with that. For whatever reason, I just had this like Marvel inkling and watched like Civil War, Infinity War, and then Endgame. I really want to rewatch Captain Marvel because I've only seen it once, but I mean I know exactly why I only watched it once. It's definitely not up there with any of my favorite Marvel movies, but I just want to kind of watch it again.
Hot take, Tito.
No, well, actually, it's not a hot take. We've said it before.
All right.
But I was watching that. I dipped my toe back into the pool of Shameless. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but
yeah, you did.
Yeah, so
what I really want to know is how's JoJo Bizarre Adventure going?
I've watched like 5 more episodes. I'm about done with season 3, but I've been like super busy video game wise. For my birthday last week, you and Brian got me Monster Hunter Rise for the Switch. So we have that to play together, and even we can play online, but then there's also like village quests that you do solo offline. So I like every now and then picking that up. We've gone the Pokeathon route with going the gym trainer way, so we're only using one type of Pokemon.
I just want to know when we're gonna do that because I want to.
Yes, I want to too. Okay, I hatched like what was it? I was up to like almost 10 Pokemon. Just trying to get everybody's teams, but you've chosen to go water. Our younger brother is going fire, and then Megan, your girlfriend, is going grass. I'm the only one that went outside of the wheelhouse, and I'm doing poison. So I've been working on catching all those Pokemon and then breeding them so everyone has a super low-level team to start the game. And then I'm literally in the final dungeon of Dragon Quest 11, and I'm trying to beat that and platinum it. So it's a lot of juggling right now of what I'm trying to do, video game wise. So there's been that. Like I mentioned, those movies, finishing our iCarly, and I think that's about it. I mean, I've watched a couple episodes of Amphibia with you, but beyond that,
funny.
Beyond that, I think I've just been really into gaming, and then there's a lot of work right now. So I'll be trying. It'll be definitely a struggle to get a lot of my gaming done. But yes, I do definitely want to start that Pokeathon. What about you, bro?
Well, like you mentioned, I've been watching Amphibia.
You still haven't finished it?
No. Also, we watched Invincible.
Oh yeah, we haven't watched Invincible.
Yeah,
Did we not mention that last week?
No. We talked. Remember when we did the comic episode? We talked about that we had heard of this, but we hadn't watched it. But since then, we've watched 4 episodes because the new one came out on
holy
Friday.
shit,
And
is it
holy
good.
shit, is that show really good. If you have not seen Invincible on Amazon Prime, you need to watch it. Also, if you are a fan of the comics and you've already read all this and you're like, you guys are late to the party, sorry. Yes,
sorry,
we're
we're
late to
sorry.
the party.
We've also been watching Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Yes.
Which is good.
So yeah, watching Invincible show is crazy good so far. Love the voice acting.
J. Jonah Jameson is
yeah.
Omni-Man. I love it so much, even though that's not his actor name.
Yeah. I can't remember his name now.
But he will just forever be J. Jonah
J. Jonah
Jameson.
Jameson, yeah. And he's also Commissioner Gordon in the DC world now.
Yeah, the new one, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, show is amazing. Basically think The Boys, but animated and not The Boys story. But you get the concept if you've seen The Boys. On
Well, it's
Amazon.
more like, I would say, so sometimes like I've heard that comparison before, but I don't like 100%. I would say it's darker like The Boys, but Invincible doesn't have, because it's essentially heroes for hire. Like The Boys is about like the Seven or all the other heroes. It's like a company, and this isn't the.
Well, yeah, they get like a paycheck.
Yeah. But
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, been watching Invincible. Been watching Amphibious still. Yeah, I'm not done yet. There's only like 19 episodes, but yeah, I'm not done yet.
Is it just one season or is there 2?
Yeah, it's just one season.
Oh, okay.
And I
Hop
think it was
pop.
like from 2017 or 18.
Fly, you fools.
But yeah, super funny. There's like a bunch of like references to other things, like the one Tito just talked about, where they reference Lord of the Rings. So funny. It's a kid show, but yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, kid shows can be funny. We're still kids at heart. If I liked something back when I was a kid, I still like it now. Those shows are hilarious.
Yeah. I also started playing Subnautica because it was one of those like 6 or 7, one of the 6 or 7 or 8 video games that the PlayStation Store was just giving out for free.
Okay.
And basically you're on a spaceship and the spaceship crash lands on an alien planet in the middle of the ocean. But before it crash lands, you eject in an escape pod and you also land in the middle of the ocean and you really don't have anything. And you have to now explore the depths of the ocean on this alien planet and collect resources to start to build tools, and you have to kill fish to eat them, and you have to, there's like this fish that's a bladder fish that you can turn into a water bottle.
It's
so
called
you
a
can
bladder
drink.
fish?
Yeah. So there's like, it's basically a survival game, and you can play it on a mode where you don't have to worry about eating and drinking, but I obviously put it on that mode because I'm a sadist.
Yeah.
Or a masochist.
Yeah, I think
I'm a
I think
masochist.
I'm not 100% positive on the
Yeah.
difference, but there's one.
Yeah, because I'm a masochist.
Yeah.
Masochist means I like to receive pain. Sadist is I like to inflict pain.
Okay.
Well, I
mean,
guess
you might be both.
I guess you might be both because I guess I'm inflicting pain on myself. I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, I played it on the mode where I have to constantly be eating and drinking, otherwise my character dies.
Didn't you start it in the middle? Yeah, you're in the middle.
I'm in the middle of Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
This was the game
Which
that I
is
was
not the time to start a new game.
Well, no, but like this is one of those like I'm not like there's no like real story, like it's just a survival. So it's just like I play for a few hours, and then plus I'm like deathly afraid. Like this game is so fucking scary, even though it's not scary. Like just being in the open water and then being like I wish that I could just spend all my time on my. Like we've talked about before, Tito. I'm not the adventurer, and this is basically that. This is like, you just landed in the middle of an adventure and go. And it's like, I wish that I could just exist on my little escape pod and never have to leave it. But
is there like, can you
I
like
have
eventually
to like swim really far away from my escape pod, like 1,000 meters away from my escape pod to collect like certain things that I need to build better stuff. Like right near the escape pod is like I could only find like this type of metal or whatever, and it's like, well, now I need silver to make like this, and now I need gold, and now I need titanium or whatever, and then you're like, now I have to keep swimming further and further and further away from my shit, away from my safety.
Can you like upgrade your escape pod? Like, does it get bigger eventually?
No. So what you do is eventually you can build an underwater like station, like an underwater like
House?
yeah, but like yeah, but like not even just a house. There's like not even like just like one room. Like you can just keep adding rooms and just like square rooms that you start building. It's underwater bases. Like you're building a base
Oh.
underwater.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't sound appealing to me. Sounds
And but yeah, there's like right now like the biggest like bad guys that I've like run into is like a sand shark is like not that big or whatever. But like I've seen that like eventually there's like Leviathan size like creatures that will like murder you. And it's like go ahead, swim, because you can also build like you know like those little things as like a fan and you grab onto them.
pretty sure it's a motor, not a fan, but yes, I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
but yeah, well it looks like a fan. And
It's just
that's like a propeller.
It's a propeller blade, but yeah,
Yeah.
It's attached to a motor, and yeah, you hold it underwater, and
Yeah, and it like zooms you.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
you can start building like stuff like that. But anyway, I've been playing that. It's just kind of like just a game to just in between. I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
That game is still awesome. And I'm about to start playing It Takes Two, which is an indie game that I bought so my girlfriend and I can play it. Where the premise is a little girl's parents are getting divorced and they just told her, and then the little girl has these two dolls and she's like kind of pretending that they're her mom and dad, and then the mom and dad's like souls get like transported into the dolls, and now you have to play as the two dolls because it's a 2-player game. You have to play as the dolls who are the parents, and you have to work together to like they're trying to like obviously get themselves back to normal or whatever.
Yeah. So does this kind of seem like you just know the ending is like they end up together again?
I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility, but like also like you can just tell that it's like a make it or break it type of game because it's like you have to work together.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. And
you know what's funny about that is it's people that are about to get divorced that end up getting their souls trapped, and then I obviously would be kind of funny to be geared towards like, oh, this could be a fun game for couples to play, but then just imagine like the couples of like just one of them sucks at the game, so they're just getting yelled at, and it's just putting strain and stress on them.
I feel like you're attacking us.
I'm not. I didn't say anything.
Like,
I don't know, Junior. Are you looking within yourself? Do you normally yell at your girlfriend when she's not doing good at video games?
No, I don't. I usually just go like, "Oh, come on," and she hates. She's just like, "I hate when you watch me play because I'm not as good as you are," or whatever. Honestly, I just love it that she plays video games. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, "God, babe, this is so easy."
Yeah, that's the same way I feel when I watch you play and you suck.
Yeah, but the thing is, you.
Well, you don't suck, but you just don't do things the way that I'd be doing them.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
you
but it's annoying though.
Yeah, well, I could say the same thing.
No, you can't say the same thing about
Yes, I
me
can.
because I'm a skill. I'm
a skill.
MLG, Major League Gamer.
No.
That's just what me and Troy always say.
We each play our own different way. I'm sure that in Dark Souls, bro, if we've talked about this, I've beaten the Dark Souls games most of the time without an NPC help or bringing somebody in. I've just beaten the bosses on my own. You don't do that. Do I ever fucking go, "Oh, Tito," you just go like, "Why aren't you blocking? Why?" And it's like, yeah, who cares? Who cares if I'm not blocking? Did I kill the boss? Yes. Was it my first try? Yes, it was. So what
First
the
of
fuck
all,
does it matter?
It's never on your first try.
Sometimes it is.
No, it's not.
Bullshit.
Don't let them lie to you.
Sometimes it is.
Don't let them lie to you.
I've
guys.
definitely told you, like, dude, I killed this boss on my first try.
No, but I'll give you the fact that you're good at grinding. Like you find a spot that
Yeah.
you know is going to be. But at that point, it's not really necessarily about skill. You can just tank the hits and then dish out a bunch of damage. Like
This is not a video game episode, by the way.
okay, I'm just saying.
Anyway,
Continue with what you're saying.
Final Fantasy, Subnautica, Amphibia, and then like I was saying with Law and Order. So yeah, basically Elliot comes back. I mean, it's not necessarily a spoiler. Again, Elliot comes back. As it turns out, he's been working like all these crazy like contractor or kind of like working for like, he's like still kind of working for the NYPD, but he's been working overseas as the NYPD liaison in like organized crime stuff. So they come back because Olivia's getting an award and she doesn't know about it. And there's a car bombing and Elliot's wife is the one that was getting into the car. She doesn't die right away, but she ends up dying.
I mean, that's a spoiler right there.
I mean,
and I don't wait. Why
again,
are you explaining like you could have just said like he brought him back and you watched it.
This is a season opener though. It's not like
okay,
it's
still a spoiler. It's 100% a spoiler.
Whatever.
When somebody dies,
it's at the beginning. Nah, I didn't say Elliot Stabler died. It's his wife. She wasn't a huge character in the show. So she dies, and that's kind of what I mean. Literally, it's said, dude. It's not that hard. The little synopsis of what the show is gonna be about says after Elliot Stabler like has like a tragic loss. The first right at the beginning of the episode, his wife is in a car explosion. What do you think was going to happen? What's the big loss?
I didn't watch the episode.
Again, so
and
that's
now,
what I'm saying.
And now I already know.
It's not a spoiler. So yeah, she dies, and then he's like, I want, I'm gonna have to go after these guys, whatever. The thing is, I think that this one is gonna run more like a series than like traditional Law and Orders. Because
you have to with organized crime.
Yeah,
I don't think
there's
you can
like
just
a
easily
main
make
villain.
a new one every single episode.
Like you already know who's like the person that like ordered the hit or whatever. So it's like this has to be like a series. I don't think there's gonna be like a regular Law and Order or a Law and Order SVU.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't like it might do okay, maybe just because you're getting back the big name of Elliot Stabler, but beyond that,
the main villain is a big name too.
Well, no other Law and Order has really drawn me in besides SVU. Like SVU was the show to watch. Like I don't think I've ever met anybody that's just like.
Have you ever watched Law and Order or Law and Order Criminal Intent?
I've seen an episode of each, and no, it doesn't hold the same type of attention that like SVU. SVU just had the best characters. Even with the revolving door of characters of always having to get new ones, they still had the best characters.
Yeah, I miss Munch.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
The dynamic between Munch and Finn was the best. But anyway, so Tito, recently, and by recently I mean like yesterday and a couple we've been doing this for a couple of days now.
What have we been doing?
You were quoting Little Nicky.
Oh.
And it got me to thinking.
Nicky.
You were quoting Quentin Tarantino's character in Little Nicky, the blind preacher who's like, I'm pretty sure he's like, well, maybe he's not homeless, but yeah, he's like the blind preacher. He loves all his children.
Even though I can't see with his eyes, I know the good Lord loves me. He loves he loves you, and You make the Lord very nervous. Help me, Lord. I'm burned. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yes. Yeah, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. So I was like, it got me to thinking.
He was already a big-time director, wasn't he?
I mean, Little Nicky had to have come out
in 2000 something.
Yeah.
Right?
So yes, he had already directed at least like movies. 3 movies, probably.
Definitely. Pulp Fiction is what, 80s or 90s?
No, Pulp Fiction, I already told you, his first one was Reservoir Dogs, which is like 92.
Oh, that
so
wasn't
yes,
until
Pulp
92,
Fiction was probably like in the mid to late 90s. So yeah, at this point, and he had already done Jackie Brown. So yeah, he's probably had already done like 3 movies, because Kill Bill is like from 2001.
Great movies, Kill Bill and Kill Bill Volume 2.
It could have been around the same time he was doing Kill Bill.
All right, but yeah, he did that, and I love that. So
yes, and it got me to thinking, what other like super famous people have done cameos in like other movies?
Real quick with Quentin Tarantino, another one of his cameos, Desperado.
Yes, which I think he actually wrote the story to that, possibly. That's
not
necessarily a cameo. He's actually like a character in that.
No. Not for very long.
I guarantee you he doesn't die in the first 5 minutes of that movie.
No, not in the first 5 minutes, but he's not in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Is he? No, it takes a minute before they get. He's only like in the bar, and then, what's his name?
Danny Trejo.
No, not
Salma
Danny
Hayek.
Trejo. Not Salma Hayek. He's in a bunch of Adam Sandler movies.
Rob Schneider.
No, first of all,
Is
he's not
Kenny.
Desperado. The Crazy Eyes from Mr. Deeds.
Oh, yeah. He's
Steve
also
Buscemi.
in
Steve
Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi. He's also in Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs.
Yes, he is. But Steve Buscemi is in Desperado, and it's him and
You're wrong. You're wrong right now.
what about what?
The movie.
Desperado?
Yep. That's Antonio Banderas. You moron. It's from Dusk Till Dawn. The vampire movie is called From Dusk Till Dawn.
With Quentin Tarantino, who is also in Desperado. I'm not wrong. He gets shot in the face.
Oh, in Desperado.
Yes.
The whole time I'm thinking From Dusk Till Dawn.
Well, you're not wrong. Quentin Tarantino was also in that movie.
I know, but that's why I said that's not a cameo. He doesn't die right away in that movie.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
yeah.
you were wrong. Exactly. He doesn't die right away in Dusk Till
Yes.
Dawn. He's George Clooney's brother in that movie.
Yes, he does die, but I was like, he doesn't die like right
Spoiler
away.
alert. But yeah, yes.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah.
I was was
no.
totally thinking two different movies.
No, but that was just another Quentin Tarantino cameo that I could think of. But I did not know that he wrote it. That's kind of cool. But if he
I
did
don't
write it,
remember
I'm
him in
surprised he didn't just
Desperado.
direct it though. That's because he's not in it for very long.
What's the scene where he dies?
He tells the joke of the guy who's just like, "Hey, I bet you I can piss in this beer mug from like 20 feet away." And he's like, "All right." So he pulls out his wiener and pees everywhere but the mug. Not a single drop touches the mug. So then he goes and talks to another guy, comes up to the bar and then pays like the barkeep. And barkeep's like, "What's so funny? You just lost like $100." And he's like, "Yeah, I lost $100 to you, but I bet the guy over there $1,000 that I could piss all over this bar and not get in trouble." And then like the Cheech Marine is the
yes.
bartender.
I do remember
and
this
he goes in the back to check out Steve Buscemi and Quentin Tarantino. And then like they're laughing about something, and then he blows a hole through Quentin Tarantino's face, and he's like, "You checked out. He didn't." And yeah. So yeah, he's not in the movie for very long.
That's at the very, very beginning of the movie, isn't it?
I just know it's when Steve Buscemi's telling the story of the Desperado, but I don't remember if it's like exactly right at the beginning.
I'm pretty sure that's the beginning of the movie.
I would love
like,
to watch
they
the movie
walk
again. It's a
into the
great movie.
They walk in to the bar, and that's how that starts. And yes, now I'm remembering that.
I still haven't seen El Mariachi yet though, which is supposed to be like the
It's
first.
what started it, but
Yeah.
it's not Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, no, it's not. And then they did Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Yes. Which had Johnny Depp in
With
it.
Johnny Depp, yeah.
But that again, cameos are very short, so
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is not a cameo.
No,
He's
not
in
at
the
all.
movie.
He's a main character, yeah.
All right. So anyway, it got me to thinking about cameos. So the cameos was started by famous director Alfred Hitchcock, which basically put himself in almost all of his movies. And in the movies that I've seen that he directed, I'm like, oh, there he is. Oh, there he is right there. So Quentin Tarantino, the director, has also put himself in like all of his movies. He's one of the Nazis that's getting scalped in Inglourious Bastards at the beginning of the movie.
Does he have any lines in that? Maybe that's why like I almost feel like I don't remember.
Not in Inglourious Bastards.
I didn't even know he got scalped.
There's a scene where they're talking to each other and they're scalping dead Nazis.
And he's one of them?
And he's one of them. He's one of the ones that his head gets picked up and you can see his face and then he gets scalped.
Well, I would feel like you would want like
but obviously he's not like smiling into the camera or anything like that. His eyes are closed.
You would want to make sure that it's prominent that it's him and then he gets scalped. Yeah,
yes.
I must have missed that.
But yeah, I mean, obviously he is like a character in, he's Mr. Brown, right?
Yeah, and he's just like, we might as well just call me Mr. Shit. Yeah. In
But
Reservoir
again,
Dogs.
he's like, in that, I wouldn't necessarily call it a cameo, but he also gets killed right away.
Yeah, he's
like in the opening scene when they're sitting around the table at the diner. Then he's in that meeting where he's talking about being Mr. Shit. But then right away when like the actual movie starts, they're like, yeah, Mr. Brown's dead. So like he got shot in the fucking face or whatever. So it's like he's not even really like a big character in it. But anyway, so you were talking about Quentin Tarantino, so it got me to thinking what other cameos. So I pulled up a list here, and you can kind of just chime in and see if you can think of like any other ones. So the first one here, really funny when we saw it. Brad Pitt, Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah,
He plays the invisible guy.
yeah. He was the Invisible Man or whatever. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Gets electrocuted, and you see that it's Brad Pitt, and you're just like, what the fuck? So funny.
Well, I think
He just asked him to do it, and he was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I'll do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. I just think that's hilarious how like stuff like that happens. To just have like a cameo just open in like that and totally have big names like that. Just be like, yeah, no, sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2 right here, Paul McCartney in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. He plays Jack Sparrow's uncle.
Oh, no, wait, his uncle? I thought. Oh, okay.
It's in Dead Men Tell No Tales, which was like the newest one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he plays his uncle.
I was thinking his brother from At World's End.
No.
I was just like, that's not Paul McCartney, but yeah. I haven't. Yeah, I only saw that movie once. I don't even remember his uncle.
I have Dead Men Tell No Tales on DVD. I think I've actually only seen it once. Also,
I love that villain.
And Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yes.
Javier Bardem.
Yes, he's so awesome. God,
Yeah.
I love him.
So one that it actually isn't on any of the lists, and I just remembered, another Beatle, George Harris, is in Life of Brian, Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Yes.
And
he funded the movie.
Yes, he did. Because he really believed it, because they didn't want to do the movie because obviously it's like kind of blasphemous and they like make fun of.
Yeah, it was a satire
satire on like Jesus Christ and like
and his time and so
yes.
What was it? It was just nobody over there was gonna fund it. They're like, no, we're not gonna do this.
Yeah, like they weren't gonna do it. I mean, obviously Monty Python, that whole troupe, super fucking funny. I love Monty Python. So and I'm the one that told you guys like, yeah, you guys need to watch Life of Brian. Like, it's hilarious.
I didn't even know any of their other like movies that they had done other stuff. Like I had never heard about that show that they did too.
Yeah, Flying Circus.
Yeah, Flying Circus. So
the other one is like The Meaning of Life. Monty Python's The Meaning of Life.
So yeah, the only movie I'd ever heard of as a kid, because those are old movies, was just Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes,
and it's fantastic.
Which we have,
yeah.
Which you have The Dark Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail right here.
Yeah.
But anyway, the George Harris, one of the Beatles, was a huge fan of Monty Python and was really good friends with some of them. So he was like, yeah, I'll totally fund this movie. Like, just fucking put me in it. And like, if you don't know what he looks like, you just totally miss like this cameo in the movie. Mm-hmm. So yeah, George Harris is in that movie.
Well, you got to kind of look for him, don't you?
Yeah. Like he's like in a scene where he's like one of the guys that is like following Brian at one point in the movie. Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah. Who else is he with though?
The other he was the other main character in the 21 Jump Street TV show from like the 80s. And yeah, you don't know it's Johnny Depp until the end when he pulls the beard and the fake nose and everything off, and then they both get killed.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves, Always Be My Maybe.
Dude, and he plays himself. God, that movie is hilarious.
Himself so funny. Like, how does she start dating Keanu Reeves? I don't know. So funny. They go to that restaurant and he's got the headphones on and it's telling him about all the food they're eating or whatever. You can hear the cow mooing while they're eating it.
Yeah. That was so weird.
Funny.
Yeah.
So
I really hope
funny.
there aren't actual restaurants like that because that was just weird.
All right. I talked about this one. I told you about it. Glenn Close is the pirate that gets put in the boo box in the movie Hook.
Yeah. You did tell me about that one.
And I was like, what? And like now looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I can totally see her face. But because she's playing a man with a beard, like I was like, yeah, I guess it was like Steven Spielberg's idea to like do some cameos. And then she was like, hell yeah, I'll do this. So like, yeah, that is nuts.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Gwyneth Paltrow, Austin Powers Goldmember.
Yes. That's
like they're filming a movie.
Yeah. Well, they had Kevin Spacey. What is it?
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil's playing Kevin Spacey, and then
Danny
Dave
DeVito.
DeVito is Mini-Me.
Look at me. I'm Mini-Me. Come and get me.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito, I love your work.
Then they did John Travolta as Goldmember right at the end too.
Yeah. Yeah, super funny shit. David Hasselhoff in the Baywatch remake with The Rock, but also David Hasselhoff, SpongeBob the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
You done good, Hasselhoff.
That was my favorite. He runs up and he's like, "Who are you?"
I'm David Hasselhoff.
Hooray! Yeah. And he just rides on him. Yeah. I think that one's a better cameo. Like, I get it. Like, it's again, when you watch these movies, when you're like a remake, you're like, if they don't put the original character, like, I don't want it. Same thing in the movie.
Pam Anderson was at the end of Baywatch too.
In the movie Chips that Dax Shepard wrote and directed and he starred in, they have Eric Estrada at the end, which was one of the guys on Chips, and he's one of the paramedics at the end of the movie. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, they put him in it. David Bowie in Zoolander. He's the guy that
disqualified.
Yes. It's a walk-off.
Yeah, he judges the walk-off.
Yes. Emma Watson in This Is the End. I mean, there's a lot of fucking people in that.
Yeah, a lot of cameos in that don't like that don't have longing parts in it because of what happens in the movie.
Emma Watson, Michael Cera. God, Michael Cera's an asshole.
Yeah.
He blows cocaine in their faces.
No, it's just in McLovin's face, whatever his real name is. Like, I've never done cocaine. What's gonna happen to me? Shh, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
And he like tries to kiss him, and then Channing Tatum in the gimp suit.
Oh yeah.
This one I didn't remember. Jimmy Fallon in Jurassic World, the first one of the new series. He plays a scientist that's like giving instructions about staying on keeping all your arms and legs inside of the ride before
the gyrosphere, or whatever it is.
Probably. And then, of course, Matt Damon, Euro Trip, Thor Ragnarok, and Deadpool 2, which in Deadpool 2, you can't tell it's him. He's like a hillbilly, but yes, Euro Trip, he's probably the most famous person in that movie. And he just happened to be like in Euro Trip, or he just happened to be like in Europe where they were filming the movie because they were filming Brothers Grimm.
Oh, okay.
With the late
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. So
I loved him in Thor Ragnarok. I thought that was hilarious to have him in like Loki's play that they're doing on Asgard.
Thor's being played by Chris Hemsworth's older brother.
Oh, who's apparently not a big actor like Chris Hemsworth's younger brother Liam.
Well, we've seen him in one other thing besides that.
I mean, what? I don't know.
Westworld. He's the main security guy.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I was like, dude, that's the one of the brothers. You can tell he looks just like them too. But other ones, Bob Barker and Happy Gilmore.
God, I love that. I hate that Bob Barker. The price is wrong, bitch.
Another one, also a pretty funny one. Hugh Jackman, X-Men First Class. fuck off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it is a cameo,
It
but
is
then
a
it's
cameo.
but it's still like the X-Men, so like he was in so many of the other ones as Wolverine and he's still playing Wolverine, but yeah, he's just in there for like the 5 seconds that it
Yeah,
takes
they
him to say
come
that.
up to the bar to ask him to join, and he's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Also, in Little Nicky, Ozzy Osbourne,
Here, kill him with this.
he's in the little ball that,
Ozzy, holy shit. Yeah,
and
he
it's
bites off the bat's head. Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a cameo, but not really. Reese Witherspoon is his mom, the angel.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd in A Million Ways to Die in the West. That's the doc from.
Oh, yeah.
He opens the door and he's got the DeLorean. He's like hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious because that's where the third one takes place in the West. Robert Patrick, Wayne's World. He's the cop from the Terminator 2, and he plays the T-1000 in that movie. He pulls Wayne over, walks up to the window, and goes, "Have you seen this boy, John Connors?"
Yeah.
And then Wayne's like, "Ah!" Like drives away. Michael Jackson, Men in Black 2.
Oh, yeah. It can be Agent M.
Mike Tyson in The Hangover,
Yeah.
the tiger.
Plays himself.
Yeah. Neil Patrick Harris, Harold and Kumar.
Also plays himself.
That's hilarious.
He's
Yeah, I
a
want some burgers. Fur burgers.
Yeah, some fur burgers. Yeah.
And he does cocaine off of a girl's ass.
Isn't he he's a recurring character in each of the movies. Yeah.
Yes. Eminem in The Interview. Have you ever seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, that scene is hilarious. And that scene, he talks about he's being interviewed by James Franco's character, who is a reporter, and Eminem's like, "Yeah, I'm always taking all this backlash for my people say my homophobic lines in my raps or whatever," and he's like, "I just think it's because I'm gay." And then he just keeps talking, and then James Franco's like, "Whoa, let's back that up for a second. You just said you were gay. What did you mean by that?" And then Eminem's like, I'm gay. And there's just this whole thing. And I just saw his manager is played by John Ralphio, who keeps trying to stop the fucking interview. It's so funny. Bill Murray, Zombieland.
Yes, he's awesome in that.
And he ends up getting killed because he's trying to play a joke. So funny.
Yeah, he also cameos in the new Ghostbusters with
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, he does.
as isn't he like a dickhead scientist who's trying to disprove that they found a ghost?
Yeah. All of the actors in the Anchorman movies. You got Vince
Buenos
Vaughn.
dias, bitches.
Yeah.
Well, Vince Vaughn's not a cameo. He's their rival.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller is that guy.
In the second one, there's Will Smith is the guy that works on ESPN.
I actually haven't seen Anchorman 2.
Sacha Cohen Baron is in that one also. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are also in that one.
Didn't know they were in that.
Jim Carrey is also one of the anchors that shows up for the fight in Anchorman 2. And
There's another Anchorman fight in Anchorman 2?
yes, that's where I'm reading all these. They all show up for his huge fight again.
Oh, God.
And John C. Reilly plays a ghost in Anchorman 2. And finally, of course, last but not least, the King of Cameos, Mr. Stan Lee.
Good old Stanley, R.I.P.
Who did 37 cameos in MCU movies, but also did the cameo in Mallrats, where
I love that movie.
that's where his cameo is in Captain Marvel. She sees him on the bus and he's reading the script for the movie Mallrats. But yeah, so I was gonna ask you. Well, first of all, can you think of any other cameos in other movies?
One that I can think of, but I think it kind of sucks that it wasn't really known because you couldn't see his face. In the new Star Wars Episode 7, Daniel Craig plays a stormtrooper that gets like Jedi mind tricked by Rey, and it was just like he like later on came out just saying because he was happy to be just part of the Star Wars film and that he was able to do that part, but it was just kind of like, you know, it would have been cool if like she was just like, take off your helmet, and he like takes it off and you're like, oh my god, it's Daniel Craig.
You don't think it kind of take you out of the movie for a second though?
But I think sometimes I feel like that's what kind of cameos do, like just out of nowhere this huge name is doing something like silly in the middle of like this movie.
Simon Pegg too, in Star Wars, in the Force Awakens. Simon Pegg is the alien that is buying the scrap parts from Rey.
Yeah,
The one who technically owns the Millennium Falcon. That is Simon Pegg and all that getup or whatever. I'm sure there's tons of them in Star Wars, like that people were just like, oh yeah, I wanted to play Stormtrooper.
Yeah,
like
just
real
put me
quick.
in. I'll do anything. Just let me be in this movie.
Yeah.
Abed from Community. Do you know his actor name?
No.
Okay. He's in the Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh, they had like almost the entire cast of Community at one point in those movies. The girl who plays Shirley is in the elevator with Captain America
in Endgame.
In Endgame,
when they travel back in time.
And Ken Jeong
is
the security
guard
guard
for when Ant-Man comes out of the quantum tunnel in Endgame.
I think they are. Are they all in Endgame, or did you say?
No, I don't know about all of them because I can't think of like Jeff Winger or Britta or Amy. Right, that's her name.
Yeah,
I can't think of them anywhere else. Maybe I think, you know what? I recently watching the movies. I think Jeff Winger, like I was just like, oh my god, that's him, and I saw him, but I can't remember what it was. He might be the guy that gets caught by Tony, who's playing like Battlestar Galactica instead of like doing what he's supposed to be doing on the.
Oh, when they're sitting on the ship.
Yeah, it might be him. I don't know. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So yeah, there's like all these other little other ones that we could think of. Any other ones you can think of?
Off the top of my head, probably not. He wasn't a cameo. It was his part, but I loved Jeff Goldblum as the like leader of.
Oh yeah.
Of Sakaar. I thought that was hilarious.
What was his name? It's not the Collector.
No, the Collector was a different character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just. Oh no, the slaves are revolting. I don't like that word. What? I don't like the word. Oh, sorry. The prisoners with jobs. That's better. Like Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think because it is again, like I feel like cameos, like especially like I feel like cameos for like big names in particular are usually more of like them reaching out and trying to see if they can be it. Like, yeah, definitely sometimes they might have someone being like, hey, do you mind being in this movie for a hot second? Like in Deadpool 2, one cameo would be when he makes the joke about there are no other X-Men in the mansion besides like Colossus and the other guys, and he like opens a door and you can see the entire cast from like the X-Men Apocalypse is just sitting in there. So there was that was kind of a cameo because they were literally there for like 10 seconds and then he closes the door and you don't see them anymore. But beyond that, I do feel like it's more of like probably the actors are just like, hey, I really want to be in this movie. What will you let me do to like be in this movie? I don't need a big part. I just want to like my face on the screen and I can be a part of this. Yeah, which I love. I think that's cool.
I think a lot of people have been stormtroopers. I think even J.J. Abrams was a stormtrooper at one point, and he was like the director also.
Yeah.
So I think people are just like, just let me get in this just for a quick second,
just like, for shits and gigs.
Yeah, it'd be funny. But since we ended on Stan Lee as the King of Cameos, what's one or a few? What's like your favorite Stan Lee cameos in the MCU?
I think my favorite one is when he's going to give Thor the haircut in Ragnarok. I think that one's like just hilarious. Just like the entire getup that they have like on him, and then like Thor starts to act like a badass. And then the moment the machine gets close, he's like, "Please don't cut my hair, old man." I think that one's like my favorite.
So I actually wrote that one down too, but my favorite one, and I didn't remember it because I think I've only seen that movie once also, is from Thor when he's the guy in the truck trying to
Did it work?
trying to pull up Thor's hammer. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, but I put down, both of them from Thor and from Thor Ragnarok, the haircut scene and him trying to use the truck to pick up Thor's hammer.
You know what? And I don't remember what his cameo was in the Dark World. I kind of feel like that's like bottom of the totem pole for the Marvel movies too. I don't think anyone was really a big fan of it.
I mean, he would have had to have had a cameo in
that. I
just
can't remember it.
Also, some of the other ones that are kind of funny, because they're like, he's not even really like, it's like if you miss it, you miss it. There's like the Spider-Man ones, obviously, where he's talking to Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire. But the one from the Rise of the Silver Surfer, he's trying to get into their wedding, and he's like, "I'm Stan Lee," and the guy's like, "Yeah, whatever, buddy," and turns him away. That one's really funny.
That is hilarious. It is kind of sad to know that, because the MCU is not finished. So just to know that the King of Cameos is gone, I wonder if they'll try to do something else. I don't know. I think it'd be cool for like Jack Kirby to maybe start doing they're impossible shoes to fill at this point, but I mean it still would be cool to have something to to give a nod to, again, one of the original creators of everything to do with Marvel. Yeah.
I mean, but now that he's passed, I don't want it to be like, oh, we digitally put Stan Lee in this or whatever. It's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, that'll be a little
don't do that.
It's a little different. Well, obviously, like when they've done that with like Leia, and I mean they did that with like a young Luke Skywalker for the Mandalorian, but
but they're not dead. Well, I mean, Leia
had passed.
Carrie Fisher had passed away. Yeah. But she was an integral part to the movie.
Yeah.
So they also just used stuff that was shot for one of the other movies and just decided to put it in this movie.
Yeah. Well,
so
she
it was
passed
like
away
actually her
before the final film came out. Right?
Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, I just want to talk about cameos. I just thought it was just be something kind of funny for us to talk about.
Something kind of cool for this episode. It was nice though. Yeah.
I don't know, of the cameos that I named, like which one's like one of your favorites, do you think?
Oh, that'd be a tough one.
I don't know. It's funny because like the little Nicky one's like the freshest one. Like I love that. With Quentin Tarantino.
That's hilarious. But you don't just call Stan Lee, the King of Cameos because he's had so many, but like his were always so like well done.
Yeah, they were.
And for him also to, he wasn't an actor at all. So he was just this ginormous name. So to being in the movies, or all the movies that he was in, and I'm pretty sure he was already struggling with like health issues, even like barely into like phase 1. So it was always kind of like, like, all right, he got up and, to hell with his health, and he was a part of the movie. So I don't know. I tip my hat off to every single one of the movies that he was a part of. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know. I just quickly wanted to look up the cameo for Thor: The Dark World.
You just had to know.
He appears as a mental ward patient who loans his shoes to Eric Selvig for a demonstration about the convergence in his delusions.
Yeah, okay, I remember that now.
So yeah, he had like a pretty minor cameo in that one. I don't know, like the Hugh Jackman one but yeah, like the Brad Pitt one, Hugh Jackman in X-Men First Class. Because also like just like those little like one-liners, like Brad Pitt has no lines.
Yeah, but it's just the shock value of like,
yeah,
because they could have just like said that it was Brad Pitt and then never showed him, but then the fact that it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they could have just been like, the Invisible Man was Brad Pitt, but you never saw him. Like he's just like, hey, can we put your name in this? And we'll just say you were the Invisible Man. And he's like, I don't care, whatever. But yeah, they showed him. He's like, oh, getting electrocuted. That scene is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
They're just all fucking
Dude,
just
Jesus.
dying.
It is brutal with some of the deaths that end up happening.
Yeah. But yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to move on to the last two segments of the podcast.
Rounding things up, guys.
And the first one, of course, is Tito's movie review. And this is a part of the show where I tell Tito to watch a movie and I don't tell him anything about it. And then I get his little opinion on the movie overall. Did you like that?
No, I didn't like that because
All right.
you said little opinion because I can just immediately tell that you don't care what it is.
No. That's not what I meant.
That's
You just
exactly what we
always
meant.
say, that's not what I meant. You don't know what I meant because you're not in my head.
I heard it in your voice.
No, I just said it normally. Anyway, jackass. Tito's movie review. So I told you to watch the movie called We Need to Talk About Kevin
Yes.
for this week's movie review.
And I watched it.
So what'd you think? Well, give us a little synopsis and go.
It was, I don't know. It was definitely out of my wheelhouse. It was okay. I think if you like, it was classified as a psychological thriller. So I think if you like those types of movies, this movie would be like a good pick for you. I kind of figured what the entire premise of the movie was like pretty early on, and I saw what was like happening. I mean, there were little things at the end that I was just like, oh, I didn't know that was going to necessarily happen or be a part of it, but it wasn't completely out of, the realm of possibility of things that had happened. Because I just thought I saw it going a different route, but
I mean, I said you can give it a little synopsis. Again,
Yeah.
The movie almost tells you what happens like in the first like 15, 20 minutes.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't tell you what immediately happens in the first 10 to like 13 minutes or whatever you just said. First of all, right at the beginning, I was almost going to be super pissed because I was like, this just seems like a meta movie because it didn't have a linear plot. It looked like it kept going back and forth between the main character who was
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton, who was Ezra Miller's mom, the kid Kevin. It was going like back and forth between them, and like for a second, I'm just like, are these supposed to be like the same person? Are they like swapping through roles in their life? And I didn't fucking get it right away until it like became like apparent that there was a family, and I was like, okay, now I see what's like happening. Like, and they jump back and forth in the timeline, and then at a certain point, like, yeah, you just see it does become linear for a hot minute where you get to see everything unfolding. But there was like, if you're watching the movie for the first time, there's unanswered questions that maybe some people don't get immediately that I just understood from the get-go, which essentially Tilda Swinton, her son Ezra Miller is in jail, and you could just tell her life is a complete mess. She's completely ostracized by the community that she's still living in, and you essentially get like the backstory of everything that led up to that point.
But her house is drenched in red paint.
Yes,
Like
and
the-
so
like-
is her car, which
right.
at first you like don't really understand because again, right at the beginning they're at like a festival that I like akin, that's the word, akin it to like Burning Man, but so it was just like, where did this all come from? And then again, you realize why she's getting like ridiculed or having like red paint thrown at her house and car and
But
stuff.
she also
like
gets like bitch slapped pretty early in the movie by
Yes.
that woman. She's
Yes.
like, "Oh, you're having a good day?
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah, so again, like number one, didn't do like you could still what the fuck, like Ezra Miller's like, again, he's in jail. He did something beyond fucked up. Like, if I won't like completely ruin it for anybody who maybe wants to watch the movie or whatever off the synopsis, but he does something completely fucked up and he's in prison for it. And she keeps going to visit him, but she stayed like in the town where all this stuff happened. So it's just like, if you still wanted to visit him or go and talk to him, you could have, but you could have just like maybe moved a couple towns away where no one is completely affected by what your child did. And I think it's kind of like watching her kind of come to terms with what her new life is, but also seeing that she's trying to get an answer out of Ezra's character. Like I said, it was all right. I thought the ending could have been better. Like I was really waiting for like some huge conversation to happen between them, and there really wasn't. It was like just the last couple of
I
minutes.
think that's kind of the point, dude. Think about it.
I didn't like it then.
Well, see, like, there's really no way to. Well, what was your rating?
I give it a 6.
Okay, so IMDb gives it a 7.5.
Okay.
So you're off. And also, yeah, I disagree with what you were saying. It's kind of the point of there's a lot of red in the movie, and that's like symbolic. All the stuff that she's going through, like you said, it's basically everything is told through Tilda Swinton's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what she's got to live with now. And it kind of goes to like when somebody in your family does something as horrible as what Ezra Miller does, it's like they're not the only ones that are like, well, they went to jail. They're not the only ones that are affected by what happens. The survivors, everyone's affected. The people that still have to live in the town after, the parents, if you know, and family members, and you know, whatever. All these people are affected by this in different ways. She just has to come to terms with her new life. She was like a writer, a pretty famous writer. They lived like in a really nice house. And then you see where she ends up, and it's like, how the fuck did my life end up like this? So there's just all this stuff that she has to deal with. But the thing at the end where you're like, you were like, that was the way the director built up all this tension. And it's like, you didn't get that release at the end where you were like, I was hoping that there was going to be some explanation or whatever. And it's like, dude, think about what you just said. A lot of times with these types of things, there is no fucking explanation. That people just do bad shit because they're bad people in the world. And there's no explanation. Also, sometimes these people never talk to the cops or whatever about anything. The people are left wondering,
yeah, but I don't
why did
think,
you do this?
Yeah.
Where's this person's body?
But I don't,
whatever.
It wasn't like police asking. That even might have even like added to it if you would have seen like a scene where a cop was just like, we just need you to keep talking to him and see if we can't figure something else out.
No. But you see video footage of him being interviewed by the police, and you hear what he's saying.
Oh, I thought that was more of like a dream sequence.
No, you can tell that he was being like filmed by the cops.
Well, yeah, but they made it seem like it was happening while she was like passed out. So I was just like, is she just like dreaming about again? Like
something that she was watching on TV.
Yeah, like as if like she had just turned that on or whatever. Like it would, like they would air that.
They would, of course, they totally would. In like documentaries, like 2020 or 60 Minutes, they definitely air stuff like that.
Well,
like police interviews that were taped. But anyway, that was the whole point. And like I said, but also one of the big things that I just really like is the camera work. The close-up shots are just like, it's not even like gross things. It's just the close-up shots, they just give you this sense of uncomfortableness. And the movie's like, you're made to feel uncomfortable throughout the movie. All the stuff that happens. Again, we've basically told you what happens without telling you what happens. So like, it's a good movie, or I think it's a good movie. I recommend it. Maybe Tito doesn't.
I said I recommend it if you're into psychological thrillers. It'll be in your wheelhouse. But this, like, it just wasn't in my wheelhouse. I didn't really like enjoy it. And like I said, like,
but you like thrillers?
There's thrillers and the psychological thrillers. Like this was like it seemed like it was gonna try to be like a little too meta. Like at the beginning,
Along Came a Spider is a psychological thriller. Like all movies that are thrillers with like cop dramas that you don't really know.
I wouldn't.
Those are psychological thrillers.
I wouldn't. First of all, it's based off of a James Patterson book, and I would call that like it's like a not a murder mystery, but it's like a cop mystery.
I'm just
movie.
gonna read you the 3 things that they have on IMDb. IMDb has it listed as a drama mystery thriller. So now I'm gonna look up Along Came a Spider.
That's what they have. Wait, that was...
And they have it as a drama thriller. They don't have mystery, drama, thriller. So 2 out of the 3. That's what I'm saying. They're under the same thing.
The synopsis that was read when we watched it on Hulu, it was a psychological thriller. So it wasn't my cup of tea.
Again, that's fine. There's movies that you're not gonna like. I thought that. I mean, I. It's not like I'm like, oh, this movie's the best. I love it, but I think it's a good movie. And like I would kind of agree with IMDb's rating. So like you usually are like pretty spot on, but you're like a whole 1.5 off on this one. And I just think it's because you didn't like it.
I'm sorry. So like, well, you're asking for my opinion.
I know.
And then you're going to say like, I'm off. First of all, I'm not IMDb. Like, this is just my review on it. I didn't like it.
Correct. I'm saying you're
and I don't
usually
appreciate
spot
a lot
on
of the same
with
stuff
the
that you
things. I'm saying you're usually spot on, and I said this time you're off. I didn't say you're wrong. I just said you're off.
So everyone could hear it in your voice.
Again, you're feeling personally attacked, and I'm just talking to you. I am. You're just being a really,
you guys don't see what happens.
You're just being a really, really, really sensitive little bitch right now, and that's fine. You can be that. But I'm just saying you're off from the rating. You're usually spot on, and I think that it's because you didn't like it, but I think that you're also failing to appreciate other things. Like I said,
but this is also a conversation that we've had
stuff
before, where I've told you that it isn't that I discredit the work, but it's not something that I pay attention to.
And that's your problem.
It's really not a problem. It's really not a problem
because the movies aren't always just all about the story.
First of all, take a story away from a movie and you have nothing left. I don't care how good your shots are and camera angles are. If the plot sucks, if the writing is bad, it's a bad movie all around. You're not going to get any points from me if it's just a bad movie. You could be the best filmographer in the world and do everything perfectly.
Cinematographer.
Whatever. And if
you don't even know the terminology.
If the movie sucks, it sucks. Like plot is everything. Plot and story is everything to me.
Well, the thing is, it's not everything. Like, I didn't say that if the story sucks, that the movie can still be good. Don't get me wrong. The story is a huge part of the movie. You
just said it's not always everything.
It is not everything.
It is everything because you need it to have a good movie.
Again, it's not everything.
You could have I
never said that a bad story will still make a good movie.
Yeah, but
That's false.
You can have an amazing story with like not the best like shots, everything being like done like masterfully, but the plot could still completely bring it out.
I disagree with you because I think that would
you want to know why you don't even get an opinion on that? Because books exist. Books exist with absolutely no screen work at all. Plot is the most important thing.
That is stupid.
No,
because the descriptions in the books are the movie. The descriptions are the screen work. Because otherwise, guess what? You don't need descriptions. If you took out the descriptions in books would suck.
If you took out the descriptions of books, you'd still get the story. And you still play everything in your head.
No, you don't. That's what the descriptions are for.
Yeah, now you're just knocking on everyone's imagination.
No, you don't. Tito, that means basically you would get a script in a book. You would only read, Harry said this, Hermione said that. There wouldn't be Harry was twisting his fingers through his hair as he was thinking. You would still need to
know what was going on because that would still be part of the story of the plot.
That's the description, which was what makes it a movie.
But it's still part of the story. It's still part of the story. You need to know like what's actually happening. That's still part of the story.
But in a movie, there is none of that. That's what the camera work is for. They don't tell you Harry ran his fingers through his hair. You just see the action of Harry running his fingers through his hair. So it's two different things.
Running his fingers through the hair doesn't have anything to do with the story. If that wasn't in a book, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Because there's a way for you to understand what's going on. Like, I don't have to tell you. In the book, I will tell you, Harry sipped his coffee very slowly because he was really enjoying it. And in the movie, he's just going to be sipping his coffee, and maybe there'll be like a little like, oh man, this is good. Like, oh, like you'll see him not put the coffee down, and you'll be like, yeah, this is him. This is showing that he's really enjoying the coffee. In the book, I have to write Harry's enjoying the coffee, because you're not going to read. All I would say is Harry's drinking coffee, but that's not going to tell you that he's really enjoying the coffee. I have to write he's really enjoying the coffee. But in the movie, I'm not going to write Harry's enjoying the coffee. There, like, most movies don't have narrators, and every book has a narrator. The narrator is the movie part of the movie, is the screen work. That's what that is. That's so for you to be like, oh, you're dumb because books exist. Yeah, books have narrators. Almost 90% of movies don't have narrators. So that's not a real thing. The camera work. And again, I didn't say that a bad story can still be a good movie. I didn't say you did, but I said that a good story isn't everything in the movie.
It is.
Because the camera work and everything add so much to it.
They can add to it.
If the camera work sucks, the story is, because
the story can still save it.
No, it can't.
Yes, it can. 100% it can.
No.
Yes.
Because the camera work is what takes a movie from a 6 to a 10. Because
that's straight up lie.
The greatest story, in my opinion, the greatest story is not going to pass a 6. You'll be like, damn, the story was so good. But because of all the bad shit, all the bad technical stuff, this movie sucked. Because you didn't get this. You didn't get, like, they could have shot this better. This could have been way better than what it was. So the best story in the world, I think, doesn't get saved. It doesn't make it past a 6 with bad camera work.
No, you're right. I don't agree with you.
I think that I'm right.
Nah.
But whatever. Tito, again, it's fine. This is your movie review. It's your opinion. And I said, we're not always going to agree. So, like, I disagree with you on this one, but that's fine. That's okay. I'm not mad at you. That's cool. You gave it a 6. IMDb gave it a 7.5. Honestly, I'd probably give it somewhere around a 7 or a 7.5. Yeah, it's not like I'd give it like a 9 or a 10. I'm just saying. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, the name of the movie is We Need to Talk About Kevin. And you can find it on Hulu. But anyway, Tito, for this week's movie review, I'm going to give you Straw Dogs.
Okay.
And you can find it on YouTube, and it is free.
All right. Good.
Okay.
That's good to know.
All right. So for the final part of the episode, we're going to do the question of the week. And last week's question of the week was, if you woke up in the world of The Walking Dead, what would you do? How long would you survive? And then also, if you were in Rick's group, what season would you die in? And I'm pretty sure that you said that you would not be in a group and you would just like go out in the world and just kill zombies on your own. And you would probably die in the medical part, which...
No, whenever they were in that medical building, I probably would have just deuced out right there.
Just like you would have stayed and just let it explode. Isn't one of the characters do that? He just stays and...
No, it is. I don't remember her name though, but she does stay with the doctor and then blows up.
Okay.
It's like she wasn't a prominent character though. Like she didn't have like really like backstory or character development. I'm pretty sure the medical win is the end of season 1. I think.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't remember
not,
either.
but just because it's AMC, so maybe the first season was only like 6 episodes or something. So it might have been the end of season 2.
Because I don't remember either. But anyway, so Jameezy3000 on Instagram and YouTube, he reached out and he said that he would join your group and help you kill zombies.
My party of one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, James. Much appreciated.
So that's what he said. But anyway, that's what she said. So
what?
I don't know. Michael Scott joke. But for this week's question of the week, I was going to ask you, would you rather? So here it is. Would you rather only be allowed to watch one anime for the rest of your life, but it will go for as long as you live, and it would end on the day you die, so you do get closure. Or watch all the anime that you want to watch except your favorite anime. That's a pretty good question.
Wait,
I know.
Did you like? Am I getting like an episode every single day, or like
No. It's it's like normal every week.
It's only once a week.
So once a week you get one episode. So it's like if you pick your favorite anime, once a week you get a new episode for the rest of your life of your favorite anime, or you're not allowed to watch your favorite anime, but you can watch as much anime as you want.
Can I read the manga?
No, you can't read the manga.
God damn it.
Like you get nothing to do with this anime basically.
I don't like. I mean, it's been no secret that One Piece is my favorite anime.
Right.
So I mean that would be the one that it is.
Right. So like let's just call it what it is. It's One Piece versus,
all
Attack
the-
on Titan,
all the other
fucking
animes.
Boruto, fucking My Hero Academia, all these other animes, Jujutsu Kaisen, which you just started and you love. Like not being able to watch any of those ever again, but you can watch One Piece forever.
Am I just like deaf to like people talking about One Piece?
No, like I'd say like
I just can't watch it. I can't watch it and I can't read the manga. But like,
and you can't like listen to it. So basically, like if I was watching it in my room, you wouldn't be able to like sit there and listen to it.
Yeah,
That's,
that's just silly. No,
basically,
but
yes. Like you could like,
but
people could
tell
talk
me
about it.
People
Yes.
could tell me. Okay, I feel like I definitely feel I want to watch all the other anime because I definitely feel like as long as I got my questions answered, it would be something that irked me that I wouldn't be able to watch like the finale, but I wouldn't give up on just all of their anime though, especially because the way like I view it, like I know you said that it goes on until the day I die, but like One Piece is, rounding the corner. So like immediately I'm just thinking like, oh, now I feel like you're just giving me a death sentence for like next year or what.
I'm not saying that.
But like, I mean, yeah, I know you're saying, like it goes on for a long ass time now, but they don't need to. I'm not saying the anime is too long because I've enjoyed every second of it.
It's already been going on for like a decade.
Yeah, we're very close to 1,000 episodes, so like I'm not gonna say it's been going on too long, but at the same time, like I don't think it needs to go that long. Like you could answer as long as I get the answers to my questions. Like if I just hear it from someone else, I'd be content with the other.
Hey, the only question is, does Luffy find the One Piece?
No,
it's like yes,
that's
of
just
course,
like
obviously that's gonna happen.
Most of the time, that's kind of a given. There's very few movies, TVs, or animes or video games that like usually don't. Like, could you imagine like playing a video game and then at like just the end, the penultimate, like the final boss is just unbeatable and you just die and the game ends? Like that's just it. It's just getting there and then it's over.
Yeah, it's like
So it's kind of like the same thing. Like when you watching most like movies that have like a main protagonist with like a bad guy, it's just like, yeah, I know you're gonna get like put in jail or you're gonna die. Like that's usually a given. It's usually everything else in between that kind of makes for the excitement.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Well, that's it. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, let us know what your favorite cameo is, like Stan Lee, or just a cameo that we missed in general. Let us know what you think about this episode. Give us your favorite cameo, one that we missed. Also, let us know what you would pick. Would you want to watch your favorite anime for the rest of your life, or be allowed to watch all the anime in the world, just not your favorite one? Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, guys, hit us up with anything. Like ask away, whatever you guys want to know. Ask or correct us if we're wrong about stuff.
All right.
Tell us your favorite cameos and stuff.
So Tito, where can they find you? Also, your favorite Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah. You can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at BanditoTito93. Don't be afraid to reach out, guys. Love to hear from you guys.
And you guys can find me on pops.maniac on Instagram, as well as nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and watch some of my other videos that have nothing to do with this podcast. But Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good week.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Okay, bye.